we'll do that with it. So I'm really excited to be doing a team meeting again. We didn't do this. We used to do this all the time, and um, I really miss doing them. But with everyone's schedules being so crazy and being, you know, trying to like balance everything has always been a struggle. But I think that offering these again weekly will be really good for everyone. So the things that I really wanted to go over today are our new Brilliance line of pans, which if you haven't seen these yet, they're really good. And there's a lot of similarities with this and other products in our line. So I just want to go over those and just like share some strategies maybe on how to incorporate that in your upcoming selling months. Also, I want to talk about booking for August. Summers are always feel like a kind of a jam when it comes to business. It always feels like you're kind of swimming upstream. So I want to offer some advice for August, and hopefully that will help jumpstart your fall, which typically tends to be a much more fruitful season for business. And then customer Facebook groups I was going to talk about tonight, but I think we're going to save that for next week. And then I really want to talk about our new vision for our team. So I've been thinking a lot about that, and I am excited to share that with everyone. Okay, so if you have not seen all of the new products that launched for September in our new product line, there's going to be a lot of resources available in Consultants Corner on August 1st. And there's a lot of great products coming out. They always knock it out of the park. And there's also going to be training on Dash with all of the new products that are coming out. So I highly recommend as soon as possible going into Dash and getting a lay of the land on the products. And I wanted to talk about the Brilliance line because they're making these sets available at a price on sale, which I've been with Pamper Jeff for 11 years. I've never seen them do this where they do like an introductory price, which I absolutely love because the sooner you can get this into the hands of your customers, I feel like the sooner people start to brag on them. And I think that is really smart of them to offer this in August, especially since August can be a harder season to book because people tend to wait till the fall. So this kind of adds some incentive here. So there's a bunch of different pieces in the collection. There's the 8-inch square pan, the 9x13 pan. There's these 2 long loaf pan sets with lid. The set comes with 2. And then of course, there's that flat pan with the rack. And one of the first things that if you saw a conference or if you went to a conference, they addressed that this looks a lot like our Tiffany blue line. And I think that whenever we think about bakeware, it would be good to think of it the same way that we think about cookware. Like we all understand that nonstick pans are different than stainless pans and cast iron pans, and they might look the same shape and they might go in the same place, and maybe sometimes the same foods can cook in them, but they all kind of have a different characteristic to their cooking that makes it better for certain functions. So that's kind of the same thing with these. The biggest difference with these are going to be that the interior is dark. So a dark interior is going to give you like a higher temperature. So foods that you want to kind of get crispy on the sides and cook a little bit more caramelized are going to want to be in here versus like your cakes and your brownies and things like that. Maybe you want that if you like crispy edges on your brownies, but for like softer, more baked goods, you're going to want maybe the more Tiffany blue. The other big difference is these are dishwasher safe. So if you have customers who are not going to buy something that's not dishwasher safe, this is what they want, even if they're doing cakes. I have noticed this nonstick coating, the lighter pans, the Tiffany blue pans have a nonstick kind of easy release finish. These are like crazy nonstick, like really, really good. So there's nothing gonna cake or burn or anything like that on here that you can't just wipe off. And if you have our Brilliance pans, it is really similar in the interior here. I believe that these are also taller so that things don't bubble up over. So you have a little bit more clearance there for your cooking. And of course, we do have a couple pieces that aren't in the Tiffany blue line, like the long loaf pant set with lids. I'm hearing that one of the advantages to the long loaf pant set with lids is that these two together equal a 9x13 casserole. So if you have customers who struggle to cook for like 2 or 3 people, they have a smaller family, so like the 9x13 recipes never work out for them. Because this comes in a set, tell them to make that same recipe and pop this in the freezer, pop one of them in the freezer, right? And then save that for a couple weeks from now so that they can cook once and eat twice. That's a really popular weeknight, especially coming into fall, hack that I think is really great. So these are really nice. The best way that you can get this to your customers and share with your customers is to be using it yourself. So if you didn't earn these in the free-for-all, grab one of the pieces. I think the long loaf pants, that would be great to grab just because it's such a unique product. Grab them and use them. And in the Season's Best recipe book, there's actually a ton of really great recipes in here that I think would be great to try. My son, my 13-year-old, the teriyaki meatloaf with oven fried rice, he was like really interested in that. So grab a Season's Best recipe book and grab these and start using them, and then record yourself using them or take pictures of yourself using them and have that be how you share that with your customers. So your customers, whenever they learn about products, of course, sharing anything from home office is going to work great and fine. They provide really great resources for us to do that. However, anytime that you can get in front of the camera and share what you're excited about and maybe share like those same differences that maybe we weren't aware of when we first were introduced this line, learn about that and share that with your customers. And that's going to help them understand that not only do you know your stuff, but they see that you're loving their products. And so that's going to incentivize them to maybe give that a try for them in their kitchens, which ultimately leads to higher success for them in their kitchens, which makes them feel more confident, which helps them cook more. And that's what we want. So share this with your customers in your VIP groups. You can share it in your Facebook and Instagram stories, like bring them into your kitchen and show them what you're doing. I love to do that. And I love to show recipes on my Insta stories. People really like seeing that. So using the intro price is going to be great for inside your parties and outside your parties. So create incentives for people to grab these. I love anytime there's a sale because it creates a sense of urgency where people like think, oh, maybe I'll think about it. Well, this kind of gives them a reason to maybe try it out now. So make sure you're talking about this more than once in your customer groups and in your parties. And also make sure that your hosts understand that they can use that price at half price. So if they like the idea of the long loaf pant set, not only is that $59 price there for them, if they want to grab that at half price, they would be paying less than $30 for that set, which go to a Walmart and show me where you can grab pans like that for less than $30, not even considering the quality that they're getting with ours. So that's just a way that you can be of service to your hosts. Don't assume that they always understand that. I make that mistake all the time where I'm like, hey, of course you can do that with our host rewards. Sometimes they don't realize that what all is available to them. So definitely, I would definitely include that. And of course they can use their free product value on that. So also to mention the Feeding America donation down here. For each Brilliance set purchase in August, they're donating $1 to Feeding America to help neighbors in need. To the best of my knowledge, what I really like about the Feeding America donations is that they donate it to the host's zip code. So like if someone hosts a party here where I live in Bedford, that money goes to our local Feeding America shelter. So, and with $1, it used to be they could do 10 meals. I hope they could still do that. Who knows these days with the way everything is priced, but that goes a long way. So don't shy away from that number and maybe help in your post explain that like that can go a long way to feed some families. So I think that's a really cool thing that we do also. And of course, the best way to share is to share authentically and make sure you're using the products and sharing things that way as well, whenever possible. So yeah, August 1st is when you guys are going to get in on all of that. Okay. So August bookings, I'm sorry, I'm fighting with my little grid here. I don't know how to make this thing change. This thing's annoying. Anyway, there we go. So August bookings, like I said, August can be kind of tricky because everything feels like it's transitioning. But you can really use those transitions to your advantage if you're considering what your hosts and your guests and customers want right now. What do they need? So there's a couple different ways that we can do that in August. So back to school. Kate, you were just saying people are already back to school in Arizona.
Yeah.
In my area, they're going to be back to school at the end of the month. And then a lot, like I would think mostly everyone is going to be back to school in September. And even if you're not back to school, a lot of sports teams are starting already. Football is starting, soccer starting, all of those sports are starting. So it's just one of those times of year where people are thinking about the next season. So here are some things that you can do to kind of use that to your advantage. Back to school, obviously, is going to be a big bonus. So when you're posting on social media and when you're creating your content for your groups, be thinking about things that someone who's in that mindset might want to use. So things like one pot meals are going to be super helpful. Crock pot meals, slow cooker meals in the Rock Crock slow cooker set. Air fryer things are going to be super helpful. The cut and seal, show them how they can make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with the cut and seal and load them into a Ziploc baggie and throw them in the freezer. And then they can pull them out whenever they want, or they can throw them into a packed lunch. The bento box is a great thing to share. So, and of course, like I said, the Brilliance line, right? This is a way that where people can cook once and eat twice, or have really easy dishwasher safe, like easy to clean things with recipes that are going to help them with those busy nights. So, and the way that you can share that that's something that, of course, like when you do your booking messages, like, hey, I am wondering if you'd like to do a show together. I'm focusing August on back to school, and I thought that might be perfect for you and your friends. So that shows that your host that, yeah, okay, this is about like, we want people to place orders and we want you to earn rewards and everything, but I'm also thinking about the content that your circle will want to see and hear, right? So that's really useful. The other thing about August is it's for appliances. I was thinking about, I must have been in like the school mindset because I'm like, A, it's for August. A, it's for appliances. I just like had that in my brain. So I'm sure you could do like a really fun, like back to school graphic using that. But appliances are amazing. If you are not showing off your appliances, I would highly recommend you start doing that as soon as possible. That gives me in my customer group the biggest traction ever. I actually, like 2 weeks ago, this girl messaged me and she said, hey, I want to do a party. And I was like, can I clone you? Like, can everyone just reach out to me with that? And I said, great. Yeah, of course. What product are you interested in getting? And she said, I want the blender. And so I have been really consistently posting products like the blender in my VIP group to show how you can make jam, how you can make caramel in it, protein shakes, how it cleans itself, like all those really great things that people want to be able to do in the blender. Show them how and how you're doing that in your customer group and in your parties. And you can use those videos everywhere, right? So it's just really useful. But pick an appliance that you love, the air fryer, the grill, the stand mixer, like the coffee machine. All of those things are going to be super valuable to your customers. So use that in your parties. Make sure people know that that's something they can grab 60% off in August. And what's also really helpful is when people know what price that means. So for example, like if they know they can get the coffee machine for $120 in August, or the stand mixer for $160, yeah, that's like way cheaper than any stand mixer they're gonna get. Not to mention ours is like way better. So look at those prices there. Make sure you're sharing that in your groups, and you're gonna see a lot of traction that way. Fundraisers. Okay, so I am challenging myself to do fundraisers this year. Fundraisers are not something I've always been super familiar with in the past. I don't know why, I just never did. But I've kind of had a change of heart about this. in that, like, realizing that this is a really great opportunity to serve people in the communities, especially your local communities. So August is double donations month. So if you haven't done a fundraiser yet and you've been curious, this is the month to give it a try. So what double donations means is that Pampered Chef is going to donate double what they normally donate. And if you didn't know, we can do fundraisers all year round. And what happens is you submit a party. It happens the same way any other Pampered Chef show is. So whether you're doing it virtually or in a in-home party, nothing has to look different. The only thing that's different is instead of the host rewards, Pampered Chef cuts a check to the organization. So that is so amazing. So you could do this for your local food shelter, which works really well for what we do. Animal shelters, sports teams, you name it. Like if it has a fundraiser name that, like, a place where there's a bank account set up for these people or these organizations, then you can do it. And so I highly recommend doing that. And then the other thing that you want to think about too, coming into August, is transitioning into fall. Even though it's still warm outside, people are starting to think about fall. So start maybe getting ahead of the curve with seasonal things so that people have in their mind when they go, hey, I am kind of in the mood to do more comfort style foods. They're thinking of you because you've already been sharing that in your customer groups and in your parties. Even though we're still grilling and things like that, and people will still buy grilling tools, people still will be interested in all your summer recipes. You can kind of start dovetailing that into fall to offer, like, for people who might be kind of getting tired of summer stuff and ready for the fall stuff. And we're all over the country. So some places in the country experience their climate different than other sides of the country, and how close you are to the equator and things like that. So definitely be thinking about that. So to kind of go along with the fundraisers, Dash, by the way, is such a great resource for anyone who wants to get more information on nearly anything in the business. So if you feel like you could use some help with host coaching or recruiting or your products or anything like that, Dash is where you're going to want to go first. And that's true for fundraisers too. They have really great information about fundraisers, especially like the nuts and bolts of things. Like, so you'll feel really like a pro. And they always include resources from really upper level directors and high performers in the company. So they will pull them in and have them share. So there's so many great resources on Dash. So that is the number one place to go start anytime you want more information. So they have great information about that there. Chloe, relax. My dog is protecting me from nothing. Sorry. So, if you, what? Chloe. Thank you, girl. Okay. So I saw this in a Facebook group and I thought it was super helpful. And I'll try to post this in the PC Dream Team group too. But this is the graphic that they used to put the fun and fundraising. And then I just thought this was a really great caption to include, where it talks about what the benefits of doing a Pampered Chef fundraiser, which this is so true. My son he plays soccer, and they totally do all of these things. So this totally related to me right out the bat. No inventory, no deliveries. No one has to get together and build subs in a cafeteria on a random weekday, right? And then go send them out. Like, this makes it so easy for organizations to be able to raise money. So I highly recommend using this kind of language whenever you promote these on your social media. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the vision that I have for our team. So we went to a conference a couple weeks ago and it was so amazing. And we had, if you're new with us, our team is 10 years old, over 10 years old. And so we've gone through a lot of seasons with the country and with the company. We've gone through so many CEOs, and we've gone through being in-home consultants primarily to a hybrid, to totally virtual in 2020, to like a new hybrid, to all sorts of things. And so it can be really hard to like have a steady pace and have a steady vision for your team. So I have been doing a lot of soul searching the past couple months. Over the years, I really aimed at promoting our team to the executive level someday. And we've gotten to like this really great momentum behind us at times. But I'll be honest, it never really made my heart sing to think about that being the goal, like the title being the goal. It made me feel like I needed to get results and I needed to focus on numbers all the time. And it made me feel like I was asking our team to jump into a dream that I had for my business. And the idea of reaching that level felt really unattainable, and keeping it feels even more impossible sometimes. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely would love to see us be an executive team. And I absolutely believe that we have the potential to do that. But I think that ultimately the reason I've never really sunk into committing to that goal is because it seems kind of backwards to me. No one promotes to the executive level on accident. It takes diligence. You have to be really intentional. You have to be really consistent. You have to have great team culture. You have to have really good systems in place, and you have to have your team with that servant's heart in the field. And it requires a leader who has a really focused mindset on the needs of their team. And when I think about those things, I realize that those are the actual goals and the things that I want for my business and for my team. Those qualities, not whether or not we ever hit that executive level. And I would be thrilled with having that kind of a team without having that title. However, I think that when we have those qualities as a team, we will naturally and organically get to that level, if that makes sense. So that being said, I'm changing the way that we approach our team's vision. So here is my wish and kind of my commitment to you guys as our team. What I want for everyone on my team, when I thought about like, what do I want for you guys? What do I want our team to provide for the consultants on it? I want you to find fulfillment in the work that we do. I want you to be thinking about the needs that we can serve our customers and our hosts and our new consultants and our existing consultants and our team. Um, I feel like when you help others find really great mealtime solutions, when you help hosts get products that they want, like for next to nothing, and just have a fun experience, and when you help others find a flexible income, that creates so much joy in your business that it just becomes contagious. And I like when you're in that mode, it's just so wonderful. The other thing I want is for everyone to earn income every single month. I know money's not everything, but to me, that is just the benefit of like a job well done. And so when everyone is doing a great job and out there serving the community, that comes back to them in so many different ways, but income is definitely one of them. And I think that when you can earn an income that allows you to be more flexible in your life with bills and gives you more peace and allows you to do more fun things, go on vacations and things like that. So that's just something I really want for everyone on our team, to earn an income every single month. Because honestly, if this business is a hobby, you'll pay for it like you would pay to have a hobby. If you treat this business like something that's like meaningful work to you, that will come back to you. The other thing I really want for everyone on this team is to feel truly supported. I want you to feel like you have the tools and the support systems and the systems in place so that you can come into this business, however, like with whatever vision you want, and feel like you have what you need to be able to go and do that. And that kind of falls into like the next one, to have flexibility options, whether you're someone who wants to do 4 parties a month or 40 parties a month, or whether you just like want some free products here and there, or if you want to like quit your job or whatever you want from this business, I want you to feel like you have a place and a home here. And I want you to feel like you have that support system to make that possible, so that you're not putting all this work and energy into your business to not get what you want out of it. So no matter where you're coming from with what needs and what vision you have for yourself, I want you to feel like you have a seat here at our table. And also to find community and connection within our team. This is one of the, like, when people come to this business, very rarely are they thinking about this, but like almost always, ends up being like the best part of being on a Pampered Chef team, is finding people who have a lot in common with you or don't have a lot in common with you, but you have this in common, is really fun and engaging. And in a world where everything is so digital and everything is so fast paced and crazy, it's just nice to have like more people that you can just like sit and hang out with and enjoy your time with. So that's something I want to continue to foster on our team. I think we've done a really good job of that so far, but um, I definitely want more of that. And I think that when we build these standards for our team, that we will be blessed with the results above and beyond what we could have ever asked for, title or not. And honestly, I truly feel like Pamper Chef is the perfect place to employ all of these because our company supports all of these ideas. So what does this look like for all of you? Okay, so here's what I want and working on to provide that. These weekly team meetings every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Are going to be consistent from now until, I don't ever see this stopping. So that you can continue getting tips and ideas and resources and training on what is going to help you in this month or in the next month, or so that you can be up to date on what's going on with the company. The other thing is one-on-one coaching will be available. Now, one-on-one coaching is tricky because sometimes there's so many of you and it's really hard sometimes to offer that. So I want to offer it to anyone who wants it. But the thing is, it's going to be based on consistent action. So when we work together, as long as, and that doesn't mean that you have to be getting a certain level of results or whatever. It's not about that. But if as long as you're committed to the calls the way that I'm committed to the calls, then those will continue for you. It's not results based. But those are available to people. More action on our Facebook group. Our Facebook group is sad lately, and I have been trying to think about ways that I can get it more active. So that can be a place for us to connect with one another. So I'm going to be asking everyone to be more active in there if possible, and I'm going to be more active in there as possible. And if you have ideas for what you think would be really helpful to you, and what you would like to see on the group, then I would take any feedback that you could provide also. And then the last thing is systems. So I am desperately working on this. Systems look like things like host coaching and recruiting and how to build a virtual party and customer care and how to, all those things that are okay, here's the to-do list, here's a checklist. I have been working on these and I feel like I've been working on these for forever. And every time I feel like I've got something good, Facebook changes or post my party is done and all these things happen. And I'm just like, ah, and I'm having a little bit of a perfectionist problem where I want it to be totally perfect for you before I provide it. So I am working on this. And so you can hold me to it. And so I can get this provided to you here in the near future. If there's a system in particular you're dying to have, send me a message and I will take that into consideration. There's so many things and aspects of the business that feel like they could be streamlined into a system. So yeah, working on it, I promise. So, okay. Well, wow. I think I did a pretty good job making that 30 minutes. And so I'm going to stop the recording here. So if you watch the recording, send me a message and let me know what you thought. And I'll see you guys later. You can stay, Kate. I'm just going to end the recording.